off for the vlog. My camera's dead, so I'll use my phone. Hopefully this is a good start of the video. I'm going to take you on a historical tour of the activities and things you can see to learn about the history of York. This is a fascinating city with history with the Romans, history with the Vikings. Jorvik was a Viking centre, and then medieval and Victorian history. So we're going to see some of the museums and exhibits and some of the free things you can do, like walking on this wall, which dates to the Roman times. Let's go explore York. Let's explore Viahar SVV. Inside the JORVIK Viking Centre. York was once a colonized home of the Vikings when the Vikings began to turn Christian. Real life excavation center where they found Viking artifacts. Daniel, come on. Daniel.
An official of the king, sort of the sheriff, comes along to see who these people are.
Back in time to Jorvik, baby. Run a little ride here. Ride through the old Viking thing. We got some information. It's on an archaeological site. Now we're gonna go learn, see and smell what it was like to live in Jorvik, aka modern day York, where the Vikings had a stronghold. Already can tell it's worth the price. It wasn't even that expensive at this point. Look at the ducks then, Yana. Ride was excellent. I'm not going to talk much, but the ride was excellent. Smelled like we're in the Viking. You can see the Viking village based on evidence from this museum we're in now, with real dug up artifacts, like these weapons.
Now we're going to look at artifacts, yeah?
That's okay. That's all right. Look at those swords and weapons. Our girl liked it too. You got a skeleton there. I'm not going to zoom in.
It's metal. Which bit? Why is that bit metal? Well, holding it is protecting what? My hand. My hands are very, very important. Lose my hands, I'm not going to be able to hold anything. Also, when this all gets smashed up, I've still got a bit of a knuckle duster going on here. I can still knock big issue. I hold the shield like this. Now push it. I can't really. It's all in here. I can't really hold him back. Well, because the next count, you know. Okay. If I go like this, though, try now. Yeah. Closest to the body, with my foot out like that, I've got a little bit more leeway. Now, if you're doing that, what am I going to do? Okay. So.
You've got interactive stuff here too, so you get little talk, archaeologist site. You go through the ride, the village here in Jorvik, then you go through the actual museum with the actual artifacts, and you got some interaction here. Guy was telling a story, showing weapons. Here we got our girl. She likes her Viking coin, the Viking penny, which actually was stamped with the king to certify that it was silver. So they'd stamp it to certify it was silver, and it was really based on the weight of silver and money. One of those coins was 16 chickens. So we just left the JORVIK Viking Centre. Excellent visit. A little bit of an archaeology dig site you get to see, a little bit of information. Then you go through a sort of ride, which shows you a sort of an animated Viking village. Cool, very cool. And then you got to look at the actual artifacts, which help inspire what they know about that animated Viking village. The artifacts are cool. A little bit of demonstration. They're pressing coins. The guy's showing the weapons. Great. This is our medieval day. No, not medieval. It's before medieval. This is our Viking historical day. We're heading now, I think, a couple hundred years in advance to the Barley Hall, which is a medieval townhouse. So we're heading into Barley Hall. Look just outside here before we hop in. Pretty magnificent. Pretty magnificent as we head into Barley Hall. This whole town of York is very medieval. Whoa, what's this place? Some kind of pub. Really like you're transported back in time. And that's what today's all about. First we went to JORVIK Viking Centre. How was JORVIK Viking Centre, my love?
Good experience. Highly recommended.
There we go. We got our guest star there. Danielle liked it too, right, girl?
Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A restored medieval townhouse. It's kind of hidden. That's why it was hidden. They actually didn't know about this place for years. It was lost because it's kind of tucked into nooks and crannies. And here we are at the Barley House. A restored medieval townhouse. Look at this place. So first it was Vikings, now it's sort of medieval. A few hundred years later. Welcome to the Barley Hall. It's a Middle Ages townhouse. The building is from then, but they restored it to 1400s, what they believed it looked like. It was actually, as I'm reading this, it dates back to 1100s. So this is a medieval townhouse. We're allowed to touch a few things we just got to be careful with. You can't sleep there, girl. You want to sleep there? That's a medieval bed. Townhouse in the Great Hall. We're allowed to sit and touch. You should beware of the glassware and no sitting on the beds. So this is designed what it would have looked like in the 1400s. Those are, yeah, grapes, girl. This is what they ate. Look at it, we got peacock. Now see the peacock? A roast head, fish. You got these different things you can scan and read, but it's hard with the mug. With the mug, she's picking one up. Some different reading things. It would have been amazing to be in these times. I think I was meant to be a Viking, or maybe a pirate. This is obviously after the Vikings, but I'm a medieval man, as they call me. Very barbaric. No, I'm just joking. Partially.
What does that?
Just finished up at Barley Hall. It was cool. It's I was wrong. It's not well, it's a restored. They remade it. It's a replica of a 14th century house that they found that was here through their through the archaeological digs and stuff. It's pretty cool. There's stuff to read. There's some stuff, like, it's pretty interactive. You can sit down, you can touch the stuff. There's some drawing for the kids, some toys to play with, like animals where they would be found and stuff. It's cool. Nothing spectacular, but something coupled on if you with the JORVIK Viking Centre for a few extra pounds isn't bad. And then if you do that, you can also do dig, which we'll do later on. What's this? York's oldest licensed inn. And here we got York Minster, famous church here. Most churches in England after the Protestant Reformation are Protestant, so is this one and many of the famous ones. But unfortunately, it's being restored, so we don't get the best view. They're restoring a lot of these old buildings. Yeah, they're the original buildings, but they do have to restore portions of it. Take a look at that. It's pretty cool. Really wanted to check out York Minster. I knew it was very important historically, but I didn't know why. I read some things on the side. But it's very important in the Protestant Reformation. This had some significant impact. I think one of the guys who was a minister here, worked here, who was involved in printing the Bible and giving it into the hands of the people. Unfortunately, they are charging £20 to get in. That's mad. I will never pay that much to get in a church. Kind of ironic. The church that put the Protestant church put the Bible in the hands of the people, but then they want to charge you to go in. No way. It looks awesome though. I wish I could go in. Destination dig. Or I guess now, so we were in the Viking Age, medieval townhouse, and how they learn about a lot of this stuff about the Vikings in the medieval days is through archaeology, digging. So we're going to do this as more of an activity for the kids. We're going to check it out, learn about archaeology and how they discover this stuff.
Very treacherous conditions on those islands. So they made ice skates out of cow and
These are the different dig sites at the dig activity here. Obviously, this is a replica, but it's fun for the kids. Victorian, medieval, Viking, and Roman.
The lock was gold, its story whispered ages old. A golden key, it called to me. What wonders lie, what could it be? A twist, a turn.
Digging,
into their back garden. And the shells kind of get mixed
digging
up
in the Viking site. Different sites we can dig on with different scenarios. Found some oysters. Because the Vikings in this area like the oysters. So here we are, they got the Viking site, a Roman site, a medieval site, and a Victorian site. It's just they teach you about archaeology, then you have a little digging activity here.
So
Our girl likes it.
there is actually a toilet.
I don't think she understands it.
A world unknown, the treasure's mine, but not
Another oyster shell there, but also got the leg bone there.
Interesting. If Danielle was a little bit older, she would do a little better. She liked digging, but she's just basically playing around. Learned some stuff, but this is a little bit more about how they uncover the artifacts at York. York is a very historic site. They have, and you see here, this is the area of the different empires and peoples that lived here. But so they have different archaeological sites here. They have, starting with this is the oldest, they have evidence from the Romans. Then they got the Vikings. Hey, did you like it, Daniela? The Romans, then the Vikings. Then they had medieval sites, evidence, archaeological sites, and some Victorian. So depending on what items they found, that's the type of items that helps you discover what you're looking at. Lots of tools from the Vikings, plates, pots and stuff like that from Victorian, and so forth. We're gonna go onto the walls. This section is closed, but we're gonna get in and see it. It's another thing you do. In addition to learning about history at the museums and exhibits, you can experience the real history and walk on the walls that date back to the Roman ages surrounding the city. York was an important city from the Romans, and then later on the Vikings, and later on in the medieval ages. So we're gonna walk on the walls. Hopefully my camera doesn't die. My DJI died. I've been using it a lot today, so a little bit more shaky with my phone here. Walking up the Roman walls from the Roman times. Oh, they surround pretty much all of York, except a few breaks. Look at the city. Look at this. It's really got a historic feel. Daniela, what's up, my love? More shaky because I'm not using I'm carrying a stroller. Here. The girls run in like a mad woman. I don't have my DJI. The bot died. But look at the background there. This place is nuts. There you got the edges of York Minster. Definitely a different look than the houses back home. The buildings all brick. Got the walls here that protected the city. It's such an important strategic point for so many empires. England is expensive, especially for us Canadians. And London has got a lot of free museums, but not a lot of free stuff at York, except walking on the walls. It was definitely worth it. We're still walking. Walking along the walls. The walls were interrupted by the moat. Interrupted by a moat, a man-made moat. And then here, just before the walls start, we got to the Red Tower Walls Park. because the walls start up again. So that's the red tower. It looks short because the ground was actually much lower back then. It was built in 1409. I guess the ground is built up with roads and whatnot. So that's why this looks short here. But this is where the walls form again. There was a lake and moat along there where we were walking. So they didn't need the wall, so they rebuilt the wall here. But they needed this tower as a watchtower to strengthen the defense because of where the moat was. But the moat and lake dried up, and then but now the walls begin again. Stopped in for a quick pint at the Phoenix Inn, or half pint. I was gonna eat, but they don't, so I just have to have a quick beer and a piss while I'm walking on the walls here.
I've toyed with the idea of like messaging you, like I'm still missing things.
They had a sign saying you look thirsty, coming for a drink as they were walking the walls, so here I am. Here we are. We walked the walls. We're at the final place, Clifford's Tower, which is one of the surviving pieces of York Castle. This has been around, I think, since the 1100s. I could be wrong, or even earlier. So yeah, it was a historic castle. We're not going to go in it yet. Views of the city. I've heard it's not that spectacular, but it's just kind of cool. And it's £12 to enter, but we walked all around the city, did most of the castles. This is going to conclude our York historical tour. So again, it's free to walk on the walls. The other stuff the museums cost, but they're worth it. You got to walk on the walls. Maybe you want to walk in and go in the tower. If we had more time, we're so busy from London. We did so much stuff. So we did so much stuff. We got lots of fun in Scotland going tomorrow. We're ready to go eat, but we got Clifford's Tower there. It's been there was some kind of massacre there in the 1100s, so I don't know when it was longer than that, but very historical, significant, and basically an important tower in defense of northern England. That's it. This is our conclusion of our tour of the history of York, a very historical, magical, and medieval city. York is a magical, medieval, and historic city. York has seen a number of different empires and groups in power. York has been significant to English history. Some of the prominent history dates back to the Roman ages, which are seen in the York city walls, which are used as a defense for the city. There was then significant history at JORVIK, or modern-day York. It was a prominent Viking colony. Then there was much medieval history, which can be seen in a Shambles, a unique and cool neighborhood, which I'm walking through right now. Some of these buildings date back to the 14th and 15th centuries, and some believe they are one of J.K. Rowling's inspirations for Diagon Alley and Harry Potter. The medieval history can be explored further at Barley Hall. York is a cool city and the history is vast. You can explore some of this for free by walking through the Shambles or along the walls, or you can explore further with the 3 Pastport experiences at the JORVIK Viking Centre. The Viking Centre is a big hit and costs £17, 50 pence to enter, but for only an additional £7, 50 pence, you can explore Barley Hall and dig. For the extra money, it's worth it. This is an engaging, informative experience that is totally worth £25. York is one of the coolest cities I've been to, so it is definitely a must-see when in England. Remember, VRS Vivir, travel is to live. Don't forget to hit the subscribe.